What is going on? What is going on? Flipped Lifestyle community. Shane here. Super excited to be on. Is this the last member call? Hi, Jen. Thank you so much. Hey, is that fan on out there? The big one? Yeah, just set it out in the hall. You are the best, Jen. Jim was bringing me a water. I had to fire up the Q&A and get this going for you guys so that we could start talking. And I realized that I'd forgot my water. So Jen, the most amazing personal assistant of all time, in my home assistant ever, brought me a water. So I'm going to be fully hydrated on today's call, y'all. I'm going to be fully hydrated today. So super excited to talk to you guys today, answer as many questions as possible. I absolutely love our member calls. Got a few announcements here real quick. We got dozens of people logging in right now. Going to get a few people into the room so that we can make sure that everybody has a chance to get on before we start answering questions. Real quick, everybody, make sure that you go over to the chat box, open your chat box up, and make sure it's set to panelists and attendees, so that we can make sure that the chat room is firing and going and everyone is having a great time. As I'm answering questions, there's a lot of discussion going on. You want to see that and you want to be able to talk as well. Make sure your chat room is working. I want you to go on and type in your name and where you're from. Where are you watching from today? I know we've got some first timers in. We had a lot of people signing up on our 12 days of Christmas promotion. I've done some promotions, some live events lately as well, and super fired up. Whoa, there it goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with that one. Oh my goodness. We got a lot of people in here right now. But I'll try to call out a few of those in just a second. But I'm going to get to a couple of, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and say hi to some people because we got a lot of people. Let's see. We've got, who's here? Man, we got a first timer, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? Let me know where you're from, and I'll read that out. Paul's here from Nicholasville. What's up, Paul? Hannah from Lexington. We've got Eric from, is that Asheboro, North Carolina? That's cool. We've got Ben from Utah. Ben Pugh, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see my buddy Ben in the house today. We got Lauren from Santa Maria, California. We've got Manitoba, Canada in the house with Rob. What's up, Rob? Let's see. We got Luke from New Hampshire. We've got some Tracy's running in from the Space Coast in Florida. Mark from North Carolina. Man, I'm not going to be able to read all these, but I'm going to read a few. Brian, we got more Canada. We got a lot of Canadians in the house. We got Brian from Winnipeg. We got Robert from Winnipeg. That sounds like a mastermind waiting to happen. We've got Lori from California, Andrew from Fayetteville, Arkansas, Jill from Orange County. Oh my gosh, we got Californians everywhere in here. We got Jennifer's from Ohio. Welcome, Jennifer. I won't hold it against you. I'm from Kentucky, but I won't hold it against you that you're from Ohio. I'm just playing. It's just a joke. Just a joke. A little friendly rivalry here. You beat us at all the sports anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, we got Robert from Los Angeles, Kyle from Las Vegas. We got Suzanne from Switzerland's in the house. What's up, Europe? We got more Canadian. We got Ian from Nova Scotia. We've got Stephanie from Columbus. We've got William from I love Clearwater, Florida. I absolutely love. That's one of my favorite places. I might be down in Tampa actually in January. I've got some business stuff to do down there. So we've got so many people here. I'm going to let my team is in the chat. They're going to say hi. I got Steve from South Carolina, Kareem from Virginia. Hola, Kareem. Everybody say hi to Kareem, her podcast. If you haven't heard it yet, we might drop a link into it. She's amazing. And we got Kathy from Harrisburg, PA. Man, so many people from everywhere. I'll try to give more shout outs as we're doing questions as we go, but I want to get as many questions in as possible because that's what I'm here for. That's what I've dedicated my life to doing, is helping you start, build, and grow your membership website so that you can go out and change your family's future. That's what we're going to do today. Got a couple quick announcements. Number one, I know that a lot of people have questions today, so make sure you hit the Q&A button. We're going to give some examples of that here in just a second. Don't ask questions in the chat box. We want you to use the Q&A button. I will get started as soon as I have 5 or 6 questions already in there so that we can stay ahead of schedule. So whatever you need help with today, what's the one question that's holding you back in your online business dream? What's the one thing that's really getting in your way? These can be mindset issues. This could be time, money. These could be actual technical things or tactical things or strategic things that you need help with in your online business. I want you to go click that Q&A button and ask it right now. I do read them first come, first serve. So you are not going to want to wait to get your question in because it's almost impossible to get everybody's question in on every call. So we're going to make sure that we get your question in right now so that you can be in the list. So whatever is holding you back right now in your business, whatever's holding you back in your life, hit that Q&A button. It should be on your Zoom screen. Hover over the screen, maybe the top, maybe the bottom. Click Q&A. and I want you to ask your question right now. Get those questions in the queue as I'm doing some announcements for the community. And we will get to as many of those questions as we can. I'm going to start answering questions here in about 5 minutes. Out about 5 minutes. Okay. So make sure you write out a question. Tell me a little bit about your business, and then ask, like, how do you ask your question in a really good structured sentence so that I can read it on the air. Okay. So start answering questions. We've got a couple announcements real quick. All right. Number one, you will be seeing a lot of notifications in January, Flip Lifestyle community members who are already members right now, because you're here on this Q&A. You're going to see a lot of announcements that we are having a big price increase. We're going to be having a price increase for our monthly membership in January. This is the first price increase that we've really had over a few years, okay, in the last couple of years. And we are going to be increasing our prices because we are adding tons more services into the community. There's going to be co-working times. We've got some accountability ideas where we're going to have actual hangouts where you get to come and co-work and we get to talk about things. We're going to be we're going back to 2 Q&As a month. I'm doing 2 Q&As a month. Those will be on the 12th and the 28th every single month in 2021. So we're going to be going back to 2 Q&As a month. We're going to be adding Jocelyn's going to be doing some impromptu implementation sessions. We're going to be adding content, updating the Flip Lifestyle Blueprint, and all sorts of things are going to be happening. Now, here's the great thing about price increases in the Flip Lifestyle community. They don't affect you. If you're already a paying member, your price is locked in for life at the tier that you're at. So you are still going to have the Flip Lifestyle Blueprint. You're still going to have 2 Q&As a month. You are still going to have all of these things. And your price that you're paying right now is going to be locked in. The new pricing is going to be $197 a month. Because we want to hire some more coaches. We're really trying to get more coaches in the community, more people in the community to really help you guys. Jocelyn has a dream of offering 24-hour customer support to all of our members. That's something that's a goal of ours this year, and we want to provide that, but we're going to have some money to make the mission possible. So the Flip Lifestyle community is going up to $197 a month for all new customers after we raise the prices in January. Now, I tell you that now so that you guys don't freak out and think I'm raising your prices. We're not raising your prices. If you're on a trial right now and it renews, you'll be locked in at the price that you're paying right now for a month. Whatever you're paying right now for all the resources in the Flip Lifestyle community, you're locked in forever. We love you. We honor our pricing when you sign up. Just make sure you don't leave because you'll have to come back in at a higher price, and we don't want that at all. Okay? So make sure you don't do that. So that was a big announcement that we wanted to make. To let sure that everybody knows that. And I see a bunch of questions. Keep those questions coming. I've got 4 questions already in there right now. If you want to get in the queue, you need to get it in now because we don't want to leave you out. All right. Second announcement. What's your biggest win in the last week in your business? I want to know it. Hit that Q&A button again and put a success story. If you want us to celebrate it, you want us to read it on air, what's your biggest success story? We want to see those wins. You need to post those in there. If anybody posts them in the chat, guys, you guys can copy and paste them as a Q&A. Just put their name in there. I want to know what's good in your business since the last member call. We want to celebrate that. We want to honor you today. I want to read your name out loud. Listen, Kareem, who is in the chat room right now, I remember when she first started her business, she would come to every Q&A and she would celebrate those wins. She'd be like, I sold a membership. I just sold another one. I did this. I did that. And everybody knows now Kareem's amazing success story. If you've not heard her podcast episode, we'll grab that link and drop it in the chat. But now she's doing 5 figures a month in her membership. She's killing it. She's crushing it. She's growing. She's doing those things just like all of us. And but it all started with celebrating those wins. So we want to hear your wins. They're really important, not only for you, but for other people in the community to be super motivated. And I'm also another thing that we have added in this year is Jocelyn and I are getting more involved in the community in one-on-one space. Jocelyn has a brand new program that you're my inspiration, Kareem. Don't you be inspired by me. I'm inspired by you. Are you crazy? You're inspiring me. That's what you do every day. So Jocelyn has a new program that she's going to be doing where she's going to be helping people in one-off calls. So if you need some one-on-one support, Jocelyn is doing some one-on-one calls. Now, this is not for people who are trying to find their idea and trying to get started. It's for people that have already made the decision, they have their idea, and they're having trouble knowing what to do next. Okay. Jocelyn has opened around 10 spots, I think, this month. These are super affordable. This is the lowest price Jocelyn has ever charged for coaching. And it's basically designed to say, hey, I'm stuck. I need the next step. Jocelyn will help you figure it out. She'll give you a plan so that you can move forward. She's going to help you eat that elephant one bite at a time so that you can go forward. And Jocelyn has opened that up this month. Now, this is not long-term coaching. It's a one-off thing. If you just need help right now, what do I do next? Jocelyn does have around 10 or 15 spots available in January. Those will be gone the first email I set up. So if you want to check that out, go and you want to get a 45-minute call with Jocelyn, do that. And also right now for January, I'm opening up 2 spots in my roundtable group coaching mastermind. So the group roundtable is a little different. We have a group mastermind meeting every Monday. It's actually tonight at 5:30 with the roundtable members, and you have direct access to me on my phone through an app called Voxer, where you can get daily help Monday through Friday from me. You can ask me questions, and I can look over stuff. We can get some help, but I'll give you direction, and that's more for daily support. That is a 3-month commitment if you want to join that. But check that out. But Jocelyn's coaching is open now. My roundtable is open now. We've got a couple spots I'm going to open up for the new quarter. And if you want to jump in either one of those, you can check those out and read more while you sit here on the Q&A. All right, so it looks like I've got, how many questions I got right now? Let me open this back up. All right, so going into my queue. Oh, we got a bunch. We're ready to go now. All right, so I'm going to start at the top. We're going to work our way down. I'm going to get as many questions as I can in before we close up shop around 4:30. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun. Keep bringing your questions. I'll get as many in as I can and discuss in the chat. I do not have a monopoly on all information. If someone asks a question and you have the answer, put it in the chat box. Help a community member out today. Hang out and have a bunch of fun. I do have one question here. Kareem says, is Jocelyn? Yes, she is going to open spots every month, Kareem, but she really wanted to make it open and accessible for more members of the community and not lock it up. Like mine's locked up because I go real deep with people. I'm talking to people every day. She wanted to be able to be like, like kind of like the SWAT team of online business. She comes in, you tell her exactly where you are, you move forward, you take action, and then next month, if you need a call, you do it. If not, you go. But they are first come, first serve, and there's no chance that those won't fill up the first email I send. Every time I send something out for Jocelyn, because she's like out on her own, doing her own thing in the background now. So when people are like, I got to talk to Jocelyn, they jump on it. So if you want one of those, you might want to jump in right now. All right. My first question today comes from Mark. Hey, Mark, how do you properly use internet sites and keep everything copyright compliant? Okay, so that's a really short question, so I'm going to make some assumptions on what you mean. All right. Number one, anything you create online is automatically kind of copyrighted. Like it's the copyright protection extends once you release something out there. So copyright for your own stuff is already available right now. What you may be asking here, and maybe Mark, you can clear this up in the chat box if I'm getting this wrong, is how do you protect your copyrighted material? That's a great question. I will say that it's really, really hard to keep any of your stuff from being copied, but they can't copy you. Like, I don't care if somebody, we've actually had people download and steal our videos and put them up and try and sell them separately. But you know what you don't get? You can try to sell my videos, but you don't get to come to a Q&A and ask me questions, right? You don't get to hang out with us every week. You don't get to log into the forums and ask questions with our team and get support from our team, right? You don't get to hang out in the Facebook group and meet all these amazing, cool, look at all these family-focused entrepreneurs. We've got dozens and dozens of family-focused entrepreneurs here trying to change their family's future and hanging out together, right? So I don't worry about people stealing my stuff or violating my copyright or anything like that. The only thing that we do pursue are trademarks. We have a trademark for Flip Lifestyle. We have a trademark for Flip Your Life. We had a personality from HGTV one time try to use Flip Your Life. And we made sure that we addressed that. And so we do protect our trademarks, our registered trademarks, because those are more about identity. But we don't really worry about copywriting. And also, we create all of our own content. So we're not ever, if we ever use someone else's stuff that's copyrighted because it's their material, they created it, we would always cite that and link back to that and everything would be fine. But everything we create is our own. We own the copyright on it. I don't care. There's always going to be thieves. People shoplift. We still have Walmart. People rob banks. We still have banks, right? You can't worry about the bad guys. You got to worry about the good guys. I'm not going to worry about the 5% of people that are causing problems. I'm going to worry about the 95% of people that I can serve and I can help and I can move them forward. That's the people that we worry about. You guys, we worry about our paying customers. We worry about the people who are doing the work. We worry about people who show up and show off and show out. And I try not to worry about any of the haters or the bad people out there. So, the main thing is create your own stuff. If you use something from someone else's stuff, give them a citation, give them a link back. Most people are okay with that. If somebody ever asks you to take something down because it's copyrighted, do it and put up something else, right? And don't let that be a problem. Like 99.999% of the time, you're not ever going to have to worry about that. So just don't copy, don't cheat, don't steal, and do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, and create your own stuff, and you'll be fine with all the copyright questions. Awesome question there from Mark. Thank you so much. Our next question. Oh, hold on, let me move my post-it note. Our next question comes from Andrew. Andrew says, I'm starting from scratch. No audience, no product. I've been there many times, my friend. Been right where you are. But I want to help people learning to code, transition their skills into careers as a web developer. It's something I've done successfully and have a passion for helping others do. My question is, how much effort should I put into cultivating an audience versus developing a paid membership? I'm leaning toward going all in on the membership first and then focusing on the audience only when I have something ready to invite my audience to. Yes. Is that the right order to focus? Yes. Okay. So this is classic chicken and the egg question. Do I focus on building an audience first, or do I focus on building a product first? We are a product first company. We believe that you should create your product first. We don't believe you should create the final product first. You should create a minimum viable membership, right? Usually that means 3 or 4 courses. Usually that means a place where your community can interact. Usually that means some way they can interact with you, right? Like through these Q&As that we do. So it's really simple to build. That's what the flip-flop style product flow. If you go in, phase 1 is your idea, phase 2 is your product, phase 3 is your membership, and then you start marketing and building an audience after that. And the reason is because you can really look online and tell what people need. You can find problems to solve. And once you know the problem to solve, and you know that people are looking for the problem to solve, you need to make the solution to the problem. And then you go put the solution right in front of those people, and they go ahead and buy it because you're like, hey, you're bleeding. Here's a Band-Aid. I solved your problem. Okay. So yes, anybody that's starting out, you should focus on your content first. What's your product going to look like? What's it going to teach? Don't go too far down the rabbit hole. You want to keep it broad and general at first. As members come in, they will look at it and they will ask you questions, so you will know the next thing to create, right? You're going to use the audience that does show up for your stuff. But we do want you to create your product first, create your website first, create your membership first, and now go out into the world and you start doing the lead strategies like advertising and being guest on other people's podcasts and marketing type behaviors. But I've seen a lot of people come into the Flip Flop Style community with this problem, Andrew. I've built this amazing audience. I've got 200,000, 300,000 people following me, and I'm not making a penny off of them. I've seen that so many times. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I did that, I'd probably be able to quit my job. I'd be able to quit Flip Flop Style because I had all them nickels stacked up from everybody that came in. But like that, it's because they didn't think about the product first, the problem first, the solution first, and then let the members and audience that forms around that solution inform you how to let that evolve and grow. That's a much better way to do it, and you'll succeed a lot faster. In our experience, we've seen people do that. Okay. All right. Our next question comes from Zell. I think that's right. Zell. Zell says, should I have 1 or 2 Facebook groups? Okay. One for everyone so that you can find your avatar. Okay. So I guess that means like a free group, right, Zell? And then one for members only. Not sure the best way to approach this. The answer to this question is yes. It's not necessarily Facebook groups. I'm going to say you should have your audience segmented in 2 separate places necessarily, right? You need a place where people maybe aren't paying you, and you need a place where people are paying you. So normally this is a buyer's list and a non-buyer's list. Now, you can combine them. There can be a hybrid, but if you want, you have to think about the goal of each group. If your goal is for your people to interact with each other who are paying you, then it makes sense to put them all in one place. If your goal is to find a bunch of people interested in your topic to get leads, they need to be in one place. Will there be overlap? Yes, there will be people that join both things. So remember what you're saying in both groups, right? You don't want to be offering non-members something that your members aren't getting or anything like that. Like you got the integrity and honesty in that there. But yes, you need a lead source, a place where you get leads, and you need a place for your members to hang out. And that can certainly look like 2 Facebook groups. It could be more than that. We have multiple groups. We have a group for people who join the community we put there. Then we have another group for people we call membership masters. Those are the that's the place where I connect our high ticket people, the people that pay my roundtable, the people that have joined my workshops, that are higher ticket. We put them in one place too, because they want to interact with people like them who are willing to invest and go a little bit to the next level. And then we have the place, the Flip Lifestyle community, where we can make announcements and things like that too. So it's okay to do that. That's totally okay. Now, do you need two groups? That answer is no. Maybe your leads come from Facebook ads and you don't care if you're going to have a Facebook group or not that's free. That's cool. Just use Facebook ads, send them to the paid group, and you'll be fine. Okay. Maybe your leads come from speaking on stage, right? You go speak. A lot of people hear about your membership. They come join your membership because you're live speaking on stage, right? Then that could be where you get a lead source, and then you have a group for your people. The basic things you need for a membership are a way to get leads. That's where you build an audience. Like ours is our podcast. That's what we use. You need a way for your people to interact with each other. That's our forums and our Facebook group. And then you need a way for them to interact with you. That's like this Q&A. You're interacting with me right now. So if you have those things in place, you're fine. And it doesn't have to look exactly like everybody else's thing. Some people don't even use Facebook. One of our biggest success story ever, her name was Brooke Castillo. If anybody heard that Membership Masters podcast last week or a couple weeks ago, she has $35 million a year in her membership. She has 3,600 members or something crazy, and they pay like $300 a month. It's wild. But what they do is they don't have a community. They don't have a Facebook group. They don't have a whatever, but they build community through live events. They actually host live events throughout the year where her people come together. So they have an in-person community. So as long as you're getting leads, creating content, letting your community engage with each other in some way, right? Because they want to be a part of a community, and letting them engage with you or the leadership that you appoint, right? Then you're fine. You're good to go. All right, great questions today. We got a lot of good questions in here, and I'm going to rapid through them again. But, I just wanted to point out again, Jocelyn has opened about 10 spots for January. These are one-off, one-on-one coaching spots. If you're still struggling with your idea, these are not for you. It's not for someone who's trying to figure out their idea. It's someone who knows what they want to do, and they're ready to take the next step, or they're already in progress, and they are stuck, and they've hit a plateau, and they need somebody that's been there and done that and seen that to help them get to the next level. That's Jocelyn. She's been there. She's seen that. She's done that. She's created multiple businesses. She's sold businesses for 7 figures. She's done it all. And she is right there for you if you want to grab a one-off 45-minute session to let her help you get unstuck. She will give you tactical advice, 3 or 4 action items that you can move forward on there. And also, I'm opening a couple spots in my roundtable group mastermind. We meet every single Monday at 5:30, and we get together and we talk with other really focused, really dedicated entrepreneurs who are trying to change their family's future at a deeper level. And also, you will have direct Voxer access to me. That is an app on your phone where we can send messages back and forth, audio messages, so we can hear each other's voices. I have not emailed this out to the list yet, so you are the first ones to hear about it. There are going to be a couple spots open this month, and that is available right now for the first quarter. So if you want to kick off the year in a really great way, you can join the roundtable today. We do have a meeting tonight as well, and you'll be able to attend that meeting of the roundtable if you want to come in. So check those out. Click on Jocelyn's link if you just need a real quick call. But if you want to go deeper and you want to get my help, hit the roundtable up, and I'd love to have you in that group. It's a great group of people. We've got a beginners cohort where people are just getting started. We got a more advanced cohort. The more advanced cohort meets from 5 to 6, and then from 6 to 7 we have our beginners cohort where maybe you're just getting started or just growing it out. But I would love to help you in the first quarter kick off 2021. We're getting rid of 2020. Who's excited about that? Tell me in the chat room. Who's ready for 2020 to be over and gone forever? I'm out of here. Like, give me 2021 as fast as possible. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's jump back into the questions. Those links will continue to be shared by my team in the chat box. And so, Carrie, once everybody stops celebrating 2021, let's drop those links in one more time. All right, next question comes from John. Hey, John, how you doing? John says, I'm having trouble deciding on a subject or service for my membership website. I need help focusing on something that will be easy for me to do and be interesting to others. That's an amazing quote. All right. So when you're stuck in the beginning of your journey, John, and you're trying to figure out like what you can do to build a membership around, there's a couple places that you can kind of look for. A lot of people will say, chase your passions, do the things you love, right? And, and that's fine. Sometimes that works. That's good. But I prefer to fall back on knowledge and wisdom. You, like me and like everybody else listening to my voice right now, you've got a wealth of life experience. You've done things, you've learned skills, you've gained wisdom through your trials and tribulations and failures. And all of those lessons, all of those skills, all of those things that you have learned, you can reach back and help someone who's behind you one step in the journey. And you can help them with that. And you have knowledge and wisdom that other people don't have, that you can help them with. I think of a story when I was getting ready to have our daughter, Anna Jo. My first child was my son, Isaac. And, I'm one of 5 brothers. I grew up in a house full of dudes. So that's why I'm so like blunt and rough, I guess, all the time. And I remember when Anna Jo was born, it was the first girl that had been born in like 20 something years into our family. Like, it was crazy. Like, no, I didn't know what to do. So I remember I was telling my dad one day, I was like, man, I can't believe I'm going to have a girl, Dad. This is crazy, man. Like, I'm going to have to lean on Jocelyn a lot. And I just don't know what, I don't even know how to act. I didn't even have a sister. I don't even remember having many girl cousins. I have like 1 or 2. And like, I remember my dad looked at me and he goes, you're going to have to go ask your father-in-law, son, because I have no idea. I can't help you on this one. And it was the first time my dad didn't have an answer. He didn't have advice. He didn't have wisdom to pass down through the ages. And it really hit me, man. So, I did. I leaned on my dad. My father-in-law was a great guy, and he raised 2 daughters, and for that information. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for someone who has been there and done that and been through it and can help them avoid some of the mistakes, right? So I would say right now, John, you need to get a Post-it note out, pad, grab you a Post-it note pad, and just one Post-it note at a time. I want you to write down those skills, that wisdom, those experiences, and don't let anything out. I mean, if you can play guitar, write it down, right? If you've raised sons, write it down. If you are an engineer, if you're a computer science person, if you're whatever, write it down. What do you do for a living? What are things you do like, right, that you are good at, that make you feel like you're in flow, right? These are things that are not heavy. Like if you hate your job, that doesn't need to be one of these things, right? Or if you have a skill but you hate it, that doesn't. What are these things that are easy for you, that flow, that you don't have to love it, but you need to enjoy it. It's okay, right? You need to write all those things down. And then I want you to go in the Flipped Lifestyle community. We have a course called Vetting and Researching Your Idea. Okay. It's in phase, I believe it's phase 1, and I think it's the second course. And if you'll go in there and watch that, it will help you find an idea, take your ideas, research them, and it will show you the ones that are already making money online so that you can make an informed decision of what you want to try first, right? You need to pick something and do it and learn the skill of online business. How do you set up your website? How do you set up your membership? And even if don't think the first idea has to be a home run, it just has to be the first one you swing, right? Go in there, research it, make an educated guess, and try something. If you don't like it, you can change it. You can go try another idea. That's the cool thing about online business. When we have an idea, we buy a domain and we buy Kajabi and we set up a website and we see if it works. And you can do the exact same thing. But you need a place to start. Focus on your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom, your God-given talents and abilities. Go watch that course that'll show you exactly how to research it to be like, hey, success leaves clues. There's people making money off of a similar idea. I'm going to go do it my way. I'm going to launch it. And it's going to maybe work for me too. Awesome question, John. A lot of people have that question. All right, next question is coming from Ian. What's up, Ian? I hope I'm saying that right. Is that Ian or Lane? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I thought that was an I. I think that's Lane. Is it Lane? Like it's Lane, right? I'm gonna go with Lane. I thought it was Ian. All right, I thought that was an I. It's Ian. So it's IAIN. Am I saying it right? Ian? I'm gonna go with Ian. All right, I'm saying it. Yes, I got it. Okay, so maybe I am reading. Maybe I can read. Maybe that's what we've determined. That's what we've determined here today. Oh, Scotch. It's Scotch. I like it. All right, cool. All right. Hi, Shane. I'm a strength and conditioning coach with a small brick and mortar business. Love it. I used to coach weightlifting. That's amazing. I'd like to add, then move to an online model. Great. The biggest market gives weight loss, but everyone says with online business, you need to niche down. What would be the best approach? Right now, I have to niche because that doesn't work for brick and mortar in my location, but I know for marketing, niching down really helps. Yeah, for sure it does. And like, niching down or niching down, however you want to say it, can actually be done in a lot of different ways. Like you could focus, like for example, CrossFit. How do they niche down? They niche down in really intense workouts with different combinations of compound movements, and they do it for time, right? So that's how they niche down by the form of the workout, the actual workout itself. But niching down can be as simple as I'm going to target men who are 20 to 30 who are dads and they have to work out at home, right? Like that, you could do that. You're still teaching the same thing. You're still saying I'll help that person lose weight, because that's why do people work out? To lose weight, to feel better, to look better. That's about it, right? So you're not going to be able to you're going to have to talk about one of those things, okay? But then you can niche down and you can survey certain people. Like we have people in the community. We've got one guy, he has an online training program. And in his online training program, what he does is he focuses on entrepreneurs who work at home. So he's a big, he has a lot of people in the community, the online community, like podcasters, and he has a client base based on those people. So that's a way to niche down. So really, you just got to figure out who you want to serve. You can't serve everybody. If you try to serve everybody, you'll serve nobody. If you try to sell to everybody, nobody will buy, right? Like we serve family-focused entrepreneurs who want to use their God-given talents to give their family a better future. Is Jocelyn jumping in here? Where's Jocelyn coming from? Yes, she is. She just muted though. She's probably in the car somewhere. All right. So you've got to make sure that you're deciding who you want to serve and who you're niching down to, so that you can get your targeting right. So you can write copy effectively. Like you can say, hey, are you a guy who works at home and has kids and doesn't have time to go to the gym? Well, wouldn't it be great if I could show you how to strength train without buying any equipment from home? I'm in Smith. That's what I do, right? That's how I teach that. So that's what you're looking for when you're trying to niche down, is just who are you going to serve? Who are you thinking about? Who do you want your people to be? And then you niche down and serve that person. All the other stuff works the same, right? You still teach them how to lift weights. You still teach them how to condition. You still teach them probably nutrition. That happens no matter what you do, but you got to market to somebody, or nobody's going to join. Okay. All right. So awesome question from Ian. Awesome stuff. I now know how to spell in Scottish. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay. All right. So is that Jocelyn or is it someone else? Is that Jocelyn on the team? Jocelyn, is that you? I saw someone come in my room here. Just want to make sure I'm not getting hacked. Jocelyn joined. Yes. Okay. I thought so. All right. So Jocelyn has entered the chat. There it is. It's me. All right. Jocelyn is in the chat. You're all, so let's see, it's louder the copier is. Oh, okay. Jocelyn's at our office right now copying membership masters for next month. So it's going to be coming in. All right. Next question comes from Rob. Rob has a mindset question. He says, how do you keep working hard on your business each day without putting too much pressure on yourself mentally to do so, which can lead to excessive stress? Rob, I would actually say that we don't always do that. I know that it's going to take some amount of stress to grow my business. I know that it's going to be a struggle sometimes to really go out and serve tens of thousands of people on our podcast every week, or to get in here. I know it's going to be stressful when someone asks me a question that I may not know the answer to, and I'm going to have to admit that, right? I'm like, I know there can be stress, and sometimes in occasional sprints, there's excessive stress. But I also know that you can't achieve great things without some stress sometimes. I have accepted the struggle and I respect the struggle, and I know the struggle is going to be necessary to get to the next level. So sometimes I embrace the stress, right? I embrace it for a limited time so that I can get to the next level. I know that it's part of the game, and I also know it's the part of the game that will make other people quit. And as my competitors fall to the wayside, I will not go quietly into the night. I will go forward into this online business world, and I accept that, right? And I'm going to do that. Now, can we minimize it? Can we overcome the days we get up and we don't want to work? Yeah, for sure. But I don't want to minimize it and say, oh, you just do A, B, and C and you're stress free and flipped lifestyle, baby, right? Flipped lifestyle, all it means is we control our time, we control our money, and we control what stress we allow in. We choose the problems that we're going to solve, where everybody else is living in the moment and being forced to deal with the things that the world are throwing at them. Okay, so there's my preface. Now I'm going to give you some more practical advice. Okay. Systems and structure are and rules and are how we manage the stress in our business and how we manage what we're working on. We don't try to do everything. Um, Jocelyn and I really like to work in certain hours of the day. I usually kind of quarantine off like 10 to 3 is when we want to work. So we try to fit everything in that nice little package when we can. Our people that work for us, everybody in the Flip Lifestyle community or in the Flip Team FL, like they all control the hours they work. We've got Angela. She's in the chat right now. Says she wants me to make a new shirt. It says Flip Lifestyle, baby, with a rocker hand. That's happening. I'm doing that. But Angela likes to work in the morning. Hannah, who is also here, likes to work at all hours of the night. I don't even know when she gets her work done, but she crushes it at nighttime. So we try to control our hours, our 168 hours that we live every week, and we try to manage when we do things. And we also manage what gets on the schedule. Like just today, I've been talking to my team for months now about writing this book, and they got mad at me today. They yelled at me. All of them yelled at me. They got mad. They're mean. That team, they're ferocious. Team FL, man, they just turn on you at will, at nowhere, right? But today they were like, hey, you've got to finish this book. We need to figure out how this gets on the calendar, because the calendar is what really rules your life. So we prioritize what makes it on the calendar. We blocked off Friday in the first quarter every week, and I'm not allowed to schedule anything. I'm not allowed to do anything. That's when I'm going to work on that. So saying no to things getting on your calendar is probably the most practical tip I can give you for not putting so much pressure on yourself. Now, another thing, it was no sugar, not yelling. My team's really nice, actually. We only hire nice people. The what I can tell you about the stress from it also too is philosophically, don't be tied to the result. Like we stress ourselves out with expectations are what stress us out. Either expectations from other people or our own expectations that we put on ourselves, right? So I try to be very careful about the expectations that I put on myself, and especially when it comes to like revenue or goals, or I'm going to make X $1,000 this week. I'm really careful with expectations. This is something Jocelyn and I have really explored and learned probably over the last 3 years. Like the expectations we put on ourselves are really, really high sometimes, and especially when it comes to definitive results. So I put different kinds of expectations on myself. Like I tell myself, I want to be consistent, I want to be prolific, and I want to be relentless. But I'm not going to allow those things to say, if I don't achieve X, I'm going to fail, right? Because the second you do that, every time you set a bar that you can't reach, and you're so focused on the outcome, if you don't achieve the outcome, it can crush you, right? But if I know I did everything possible to give myself the opportunity, then the stress doesn't kill me. It's just a part of the journey at that point, right? So focus on opportunity, not on outcome. Focus on systems, not the exact results, and try to just be consistent and prolific. Like go out there and do what you say you're going to do. Do it over and over again until you become better than everybody else. Be relentless, and sometimes things fail, and that's okay. You just go start again. Okay. That's how I deal with the excessive stress. The calendar is a big part of it. Do not let anything on your calendar that stresses you out. The minute you find something that stresses you out, kill it and don't do it again. And then accept that there is going to be stress. There are going to be challenges, and it's part of the game. But when you win at the game and the other people quit at the game because they couldn't handle the stress, you're going to be left standing in the end. So it's good stuff. All right. Awesome question, Rob. We've got our first success story on the member call today in the box. Make sure you're putting your success stories in so that we can read you guys and honor you guys out loud. Our success story today comes from Paul. Paul says, one of my new members upgraded to the quarterly as a part of the one-click upsell. Great job, Paul. Standing ovation for having the courage and the intelligence to put a one-click upsell on there. Guys, as soon as someone buys your membership, you've got a buyer. Do you know who's most likely to give you more money? Buyers. Sell them something else. That's the quickest way to give yourself a raise, is to sell something and sell them something else as soon as they buy the thing. That's why McDonald's says, do you want fries with that? Okay, they do that for a reason. It's because some percentage of people are going to be like, oh yeah, I want fries, and they buy the fries. So make sure that you are adding those upsells, and always do a one-click if you can. If your software cannot do a one-click upsell, you need to switch to Kajabi, because Kajabi lets you do one-click upsells so they don't have to type in their credit cards again to do that. Great job, Paul. Love it, man. All right. We got more wins for sure, but I'm going to try to weave those in into the questions. I want to do a quick reminder here as well, since Jocelyn is in the chat, that she is opening up, I think, about 10 spots next month for one-off 45-minute calls with Jocelyn. These are not calls for if you don't have your idea yet, if you've not figured out your idea. These are not like dreaming brainstorming sessions. That's pretty much my realm of existence. I just always dream and brainstorm. But if you want to check that out, Jocelyn can help you tactically take your next steps. If you feel stuck, she'll help you get unstuck. She'll look at your business from a high level and she'll say, okay, you've got your idea. This is your idea. Your next step is this. Go do it. Okay. So if you want some tactical help, one-off calls, first come, first serve, Jocelyn has offered up some very affordable coaching prices. Probably one of the least prices I've seen her offer because she really wanted to get down there and help some people tactically. And it's a really, really good value. It's a really, really good deal. You can go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn, or you can click the link that Carrie just shared in the chat box to check that out. I'm also in January. I'm going to be emailing this out next week. I'm going to tell you guys first because you're live, you're here, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the time. I am opening a couple spots in my roundtable mastermind. We meet every Monday night between 5 and 7. We come in, we talk to each other, we get motivated, we get excited. And also, you will have live access to me Monday through Friday on Voxer. It's an app on your phone where we can have messages and conversations on a daily basis, back and forth. It's a very in-depth, intense program. If you're looking to be a part of a really elite group of people, really awesome group, from beginners to people doing it, these are just people dedicated to making it happen. They're the most committed members in the community, probably, and you're going to be surrounded by some good people. And I will be there to help you every step of the way to grow your business. You can go to fliplifestyle.com/roundtable, or there is a link in the chat box right now. I only open a couple spots every once in a while for this thing because it's a really tight-knit group. We meet on Monday for a couple hours, and I don't want it to get too big because then I can't help as much. So if you'd like to check that out, go to fliplifestyle.com/roundtable. Or if you'd like to grab one of those Jocelyn spots, you can go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn or click the link in the chat. Okay. All right. Our next question comes from Steve. What's up, Steve? I was bragging on you the other day. I was telling somebody about your business because your business is amazing. What's the best way to speed up content creation? We opened our membership, but it feels like we're getting bogged down in creating video lessons, recording lessons live, editing video, adding B-roll videos, adding slides, etc. I also work a 9 to 5. So how do I do this? Okay. All right. The best way. All right. So, okay. I'm going to say the fastest way, not the best way, but the fastest way to speed up content creation is to do it live. Do it live. If you've got members, if you've got an audience, and you've got an idea for a course, you need to outline your course. You need to turn on Zoom. You need to record it A to B, and you don't edit it. You just say, hey, what's up? I'm Shane Sams. I'm here to talk to you today about sales funnels. I got a great story to tell you. Then I got 3 bullet points that are going to help you build a better sales funnel. And then we'll wrap it up. And then you go and you just talk from knowledge. If you really know your subject area, if you are really a person who should be leading something like this, you better know what you're talking about, and you better be able to do it off the cuff. That's maybe a sign sometimes when people do this, they're like, man, it takes me, but I know you're an expert. You're the expert. You're the goat. You're the goat gurus. That's what you guys are, Steve, because you know what you're talking about. So you should be able to just outline it and talk and get it over with and put it in there, right? Second thing is you may be creating too much content. You may be over putting too much content inside your membership area if you're really feeling like totally, bogged down. Okay. So think about those things. Are you creating too much? Are you doing it? Now, this works for anything, right? This can work for podcasting. Like, go do a Facebook Live, and if in your Facebook group, go crazy with that and talk for an hour, and then let people turn it into a podcast. We do that sometimes. When we need content, Hannah will reach out to me and just say, hey, I need something to do. And I'll be like, I'll go live in the Facebook group, and I'll go talk about a topic, answer a couple of questions, and voila, we have a podcast. Okay. Stop worrying about all the slides. Nobody cares about slides. 80% of people aren't going to watch your slides anyway. That's why I hired someone to do my slides for me. I just talking head. Then I go hire someone to make a slide deck for $100. And then I hire somebody else to edit that together so that they all match. So that's another way to do it. Stop doing all that stuff. And also, if time is an issue, then outsourcing is the solution. You probably need to be hiring people to do any editing or anything like that. You need to find a way to do it for cheap if you can't afford a big, huge editor right now or full-time staff. But you're going to have to give something if you're going to get something in there. So my first tip is do it live. Go with it. Stop editing. Nobody cares. I'm telling you, you don't have to edit it. This is unedited. right? I'm just going off the cuff here. So don't do all that editing. Go live. Forget the slides. Just let them go, or hire someone to edit it. Those are your solutions to make everything go faster. All right. Next question. Oh, I think I just saw a second. Wait a minute. Yep. I thought I deleted someone's question. All right. Our next win is from Chris. Chris says, I finally narrowed down my business idea. Chris is ready to start. Guys, that is a huge moment. We need to give Chris a standing ovation and a lot of support in the chat room right now, because it's so hard to just pick your path, right? Because all that fear sets in. Like, is this going to work? Are we going to do this? What's going to happen? But like, as soon as you have your idea, you've got a direction. And if you've got a direction, you can take a journey. And if you go on a journey, you can make it to the destination. Chris has picked his direction on the compass, and that's going to pay off big over the next few months while he builds out his idea. Good job, Chris. Proud of you, man. Awesome stuff. All right. Next question comes from Mark. I'm going to get a drink of water here first. I'll let Chris bathe in all of his woohoos and nices and way to goes in the chat box right now. All right. We've got Mark in the house. So Mark says, what is the difference of a membership site and an online training program? Example, benefits of charging a larger fee, like $900 for a course versus like $50 per month. Okay. So there's huge advantages to memberships. Okay. Number one, it's a lot easier to sell the $50 a month price than it is a $950 price, right? Like, the sales process itself is much easier. It's like, hey, try a free trial. If you love it, stay a member, $50 a month. Now, if that person stays 10 months, you made $500. You have other opportunities for them to pay you and buy things in the community. So you may make even more lifetime value out of that customer, because you're creating this base of money. The second problem is the energy. It's very high energy to do high ticket launches at $1,000. It's super high energy. There's a lot of crash and burn. Like, you're going to put a lot of effort into it, sell as many as you can, but then you got to go do it again, because all that money is going to go away, right? You're going to make, what if you sell 20 of those 950? You get 20 grand. Great. What are you going to do in 4 months? That money runs out. You got to go do it again. You got to sell it over and over again. But with a membership, $50 a month, I go get 500. Let's say I go get 500 people paying $50 a month. That's $25,000 a month. And if I understand my numbers, I know that my average member stays 8 months, maybe. So I say, oh, I can actually now predict the future. See, if I do that launch again for the $950 product, I don't know if anybody's going to buy it. I don't know if it's going to be like last time. I don't know if it's going to work again. And I'm all stressed and I'm freaking out and I'm turning gray and all that stuff. But with the membership, you got your base core members, you can predict far into the future how much money you're going to make. So you can hire people, you can buy more ads, you can do all of those things. Another thing too is it's a lot more balanced from a lifestyle perspective to lead a community, because it takes a lot less energy. Like, you can get up every day and say, hey, I'm going to block off 2 hours. I'm going to check my forums, going to do a member call, and then I'm done for the day. Then tomorrow I'll do some marketing, right? And then tomorrow I'll do some maybe some community service. So you get to actually work less hours often when you're actually running a membership site than you would having to figure out new copy and set up new things and buy new ads and do all these things to create some high ticket, webinar product where you got to sell a $950 course or whatever. Also, too, we love the predictability of it. Like, I love the fact that I know I've got people that love what we do. I got a big community of people who love the flipped lifestyle philosophy. They're going to be here for me when I need to sell something or when I need them. You get to be in a community, right? Sometimes you'll sell a course and people might buy the course, but did you make any impact in their life? Are they going to watch the course? Are they going to do anything with it? Well, how do you talk to them afterwards to find out if anything happens? But we get instant feedback all the time. We're in a community setting. People make friends and we become like a family, and that community atmosphere is going to make people go out and actually do your training and actually hear success stories and participate with you every month, every week, so that they get to make process. So, impact is a really important thing to us, and you can't make an impact with a course like you can inside of a community setting like this. Like who here is a little inspired and excited just being here today? Like, who's having fun? Right? Who's having a good time right now? Tell me in the chat box. Who's loving these questions? And who here has heard an answer to a question you had that somebody else asked? Who has heard that? Who's done that today? Right? So who here comes to member calls every time we offer them? Who just loves member calls and shows up, and that's what keeps you going in your own membership journey? So if you want to make an impact, if you want to have a life, and you want to have consistent, predictable revenue, the membership model wins every single time. If you want lower energy, higher impact, better income, better consistency, it's just not even a competition. So now, am I against selling courses? No. If you have trainings and workshops, you should sell them to your members, right? If you're putting in a lot more of your time for a workshop, go deeper with one group of your people, right? And you can create a new course, but then put that course into your membership, right? So that other people get to benefit from it later. So anything you're doing live, but charge a lot for it. That's fine. But your foundation, the floor of your business, is your monthly recurring revenue membership people, and your goal is to build your floor higher than everybody else's ceiling. Everybody else has this goal. I want to make $100,000 on my launch from a $1,000 product. I'm like, yeah, why don't you just, get like 1,000 people to pay $100 a month, and you make 100,000 a month. Your floor is higher than everybody else's ceiling. So that's my pitch for the membership model, Mark. Go down the rabbit hole. I promise you'll never regret it. Okay. All right, we've got next question is coming from Luke. And Luke also has a success story. Luke's membership has grown to 19 members. Woo! Give Luke a hand. He's on. Hey, we got 19 members, man. You can find 19. You can find 1,900. You just got to keep marketing. Awesome. That's a great success story. Good job, Luke. All right, Luke said, I finally finished my automated email sequence, but I already have a list of 400 subscribers. Would you recommend manually emailing them and keeping track of the open rates and responses? Yeah. If you just created an autoresponder, you should almost always put all of your current list through it, because they never got to see all the offers. They never got to see all the links. They never got to see all the deals or whatever you're doing in there. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with automating that and putting all of your people right back through it. Again, frequency is what makes fortunes happen on the internet. It's not enough to sell something once. That's why we're big on daily emails here at Flip Lifestyle. Like, I got to make sure you see my offer 7 or 8 times. So any chance you get to do that, make sure you take them down the rabbit holes and stuff you create. And also too, this is something else that's related to this. Not really this question, but I always like to say this when I'm talking about email marketing. Email marketing is just one piece of your pie, guys. It's not magic. It's not Merlin's wand, right? That's just going to if I have an autoresponder, it's going to work. Like, your email autoresponder is going to produce like 10% of your members. And then the webinars you do are going to produce like 10% of your members. And then the podcasts you do are going to produce like 10% of your members. And then the guest appearances that you go on are going to produce like 10% of your, and the ads are going to produce 10, 20% of your members, right? Like it all fits together like a puzzle. And again, we're looking for frequency. We're looking for how many times a week can I make someone see me? That's what matters, right? So don't rely totally on that. Put those people through it, and then think about your next lead channel as well. And congratulations, bro. Keep going, man. Hey, listen, 19's not far from 50, Luke. Just push the gas pedal down and write down on a piece of paper tonight, how am I going to get from 19 to 50? And then go execute. Don't even worry, right, wrong, or indifferent. Throw some mud on the wall, figure out the path that looks good to you, throw it in the forums and ask us about it, and go for it. And let's get you to 50 members, man, in the first quarter. All right, our next question comes from Sasha. Hi, Sasha. Sasha says, I just launched my membership to help parents support their children with speech and language at home. What a great mission. That is an absolutely amazing mission. I have 37 people on my email list, mainly from me posting on Facebook groups from my personal account and sending links to free resources. That's how we got started too. What other organic ways are best to build audiences and email lists? I also started a business Facebook page that have 0 likes, which may deter people when they see I have no following. Nobody will notice. Nobody cares. Any suggestions on building up a Facebook following? Okay, so there's only 2 ways to grow an audience. You either roll up your sleeves or you open your wallet. So I'm gonna give you a couple suggestions for both. I would post your own Facebook group linked to your page. Facebook groups get found more, but don't call it the same thing as your Facebook page. Like, make a group literally called Support for Parents, Support for Parents with Speech and Language Challenged Children. That's a terrible name, but like something like that. Like, Parents Support Group, and then in parentheses, children who have speech and language problems or whatever. Like, make a really distinct, descriptive name, and then draw people in who would like that, right? and let them join your group. Those other groups, that's how they started. They made a group, you found it, and you joined their group. So start your own Facebook group. That's going to help you find some organic traffic. Content creation, of course. I don't know if you have a blog yet, or if you want to start a podcast, or maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Extremely low barrier to entry to all three media formats. There's only a couple things you can do online, guys. You can talk, you can do a video, or you can type stuff. That's it. You can't create much more. You got text, audio, and video, right? So pick the one that you want to do, and you need to go out and you need to be creating consistent content every single week about this topic, so that people can find you organically in searches and search results on Google and other places. So you need to be creating content. I assume you are an expert. Maybe, are you a speech and language pathologist, or is that what you do? Is that what your training is? Whatever it is. Yes. Okay, perfect. So you have the chops to be a professional as an SLP. So you have the chops to be a professional. Go and look for maybe podcasts or YouTube channels about this topic. See if you can become a guest on there as well. Make sure on your blog or on your podcast or on your YouTube channel, make sure you're telling people about lead magnets or Facebook groups or whatever. Like, you need to cross promote your own ecosystem. Like, on the podcast, we will say we have a Facebook group. In the Facebook group, we will have a watch party for the podcast. Like, we're always cross promoting everything together. But you're going to have to get in front of other people's audiences. Now, that brings me to ads. Ads are a fast way to grow anything on the internet. They do take a little experimenting to get right. So be wary as you go in. I'm not going to, tell you how much to spend or whatever. That's going to be up to you and your budget. But you need to go out there and you need to run ads to your stuff, run ads to your business page, and target parents with whatever age group you work with. Like, what age group are you trying to target? Are you going elementary, or are you going middle school? Maybe elementary and middle school. You need to run an ad to your Facebook page for $5 a day or something that says, "Hi, I'm Sasha. I help parents with children who have speech and language difficulties to work on that at home. Like my page," right? Like that. You have to go out, and it's your job to tell people about your better mousetrap. It don't matter if you invent the better mousetrap, people. I don't care. If nobody knows you have a better mousetrap, it's going to die with you before it kills a mouse. And that's just it. So you got to tell people about the better mousetrap. Like, that's your job. So roll up your sleeves, do all those organic strategies, open your wallet, and also connect with other people. I do know this from our community. There are a lot of other people out there in this space, in the speech language space, that are out there and they're influencers. We have a really powerful influencer in that space in the Flip Lifestyle community. And there's people talking about this on Twitter and everywhere else online. So you need to connect with those people. Go to conferences, right? Go to conferences when they actually open back up again. I'm sure there's speech language conferences, either from parents, maybe who homeschool, or actual professional speech language people who are there and they're talking. You need to go network with people. That's another great way to get on people's podcasts and stuff too. But the main thing is, wake up every day and ask yourself this question: how is a new person going to hear about me today? And then go do that thing that makes them hear about you, and you'll start growing your audience. But be consistent, content every week, be prolific, share your stuff every single day, and be relentless. Don't be outcome oriented, be opportunity oriented. I'm going to do this every day until enough people know about me that I'm going to make this happen. Is it real quick, Sasha? Is it homeschool? Are you going for homeschool people, or are you going for school people who aren't getting enough work at school with the SLP and then they want to come home and do it? I see the chat. Just let me know. I'll look at it in a minute. I'm gonna go. No, that's not what I would do. I would pick. This might be a great homeschool play. It could be real, because people are getting SLP work, or maybe it's a place that's underserved. I'd pick one though. I'd decide what. I think you need to decide if the parents' kids are in school or homeschooled, and then go down that rabbit hole, right? Because it's going to make targeting easier. It's going to make it a lot better, a lot easier to be able to do that. It sounds like you're trying to give parents resources. There's millions of homeschool kids, and imagine all the kids in the pandemic who have not been getting SLP work. Oh my gosh, like, this is needed right now, like, severely, so good stuff. All right. Next question is from Susan. Susan says, I am worried how to go full speed when I still have a 9 to 5. They will see all the posts, even if I schedule them. And I just wonder about juggling both. All right, Susan, it sounds like, okay, so I'm going to make some assumptions here. One, Is this a, I don't want people to see me trying something that I might fail at? Or is this a, there is a conflict of interest and I don't want my boss to see this? So there's one of two things happening here. If it is part one, if it is part one, and if it is because you don't want your friends to see it, and what if you fail and all that stuff, I'm just gonna say get over it. No sugar. Push forward. Make it happen. Like you can't worry about that. Nobody's going to understand what you're doing anyway, no matter how far you have to explain it. And you ain't got to explain it to you. When you succeed and you're dominating in your online membership, then guess what? They're going to ask you how you did it too. Now, conflict of interest is a completely different issue. Okay. You probably need to really think about if you want to do that. I mean, you really do. You don't want to jeopardize your 9 to 5. You don't want to get yourself into legal trouble. I am not a lawyer. I'm going to preface this answer with everything. You can't sue me. I'm not telling you anything. You shouldn't do anything I say. I'm a fool and I'm dumb and don't listen to me. Okay, now we're going to talk about it. All right. So basically, like you either need to talk about it with the people, or if this is a severe conflict of interest that could have like bad problems, you need to figure out what the parameters are and where you can work in and decide if that's actually going to be your idea. Right. One of the conflicts that we had, there's a huge copywriting argument of who owns lesson plans. Does the teacher that creates the lesson plan own it, or does the school own it? Right? There's a huge problem with it. Almost every single time, 99.9% of the time, when this has went to court, like teachers have won this battle, right? That they control their copyrighted thing, they're contract employees. So it's not like, you're not it's not like the same thing as a scientist who invents a vaccine for, a pharmaceutical company. It's not the same thing. But we still had a problem. We said, okay, well, wait a minute. What if this became a problem? What if they made this a conflict of interest? Would this hurt the original businesses that we made, where we made lesson plans? So we decided that we would never work at work. We would never create anything at work or use any of our creations at our work, period. Everything that we did was on our own time, off the clock, period. It was not used inside of our schools, period. So that was the workaround that we had for that. And Jocelyn actually documented it in spreadsheets. We had a paper trail if it ever came out. Now, it never came up, nor will it. So, but still, we had to think about it. Like, what if it came up? So I think in your case, I would ask myself some questions like, is what I'm doing a true conflict of interest? That's the first question. And then maybe talk to a lawyer to see, right? Get an opinion. Number two, how can I resolve that conflict of interest where it's not a conflict? Can you make it where it's not a conflict of interest? Okay. Number three, who do I actually need to tell about this business? Like, maybe you can go to your boss and talk to them about it and say, I'm going to do this on the side. I'm not going to ever work at work. It's going to be totally independent, but this is my thing and I'm going to go do it. Does this violate my non-compete clause? Like, ask them, get the information about it, right? But just be very careful. Wouldn't it be terrible if you built an amazing online business, but you violated a conflict of interest and it cost you that amazing online business? Like, that would be bad, right? So I don't want to discourage you. I don't want to tell you that this is not a good idea. You may be the perfect person to go into this space in whatever you're trying to do, but really dot your I's and cross your T's and do the research and do the background and be open and be honest. We've had many members of the community either pivot to another idea, or they went to their boss and their boss didn't care. And they thought they had a conflict of interest, but their boss was like, go for it. That's awesome. Congratulations. So make sure you're not going to cost yourself in one area or the other, and just do your due diligence before you decide. And remember too, we are all the accumulation of all of our knowledge and experience and wisdom. This is not your only idea. If it is a conflict of interest, do something else. No big deal. You have 100 amazing qualities inside you, Susan, that you could turn into an amazing online membership that makes an impact to hundreds of people around the world, right? You're not one page in your story. You're not just the job, right? That's not just who you are. So don't be afraid of this. Like, hey, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll do that at work and I'll do something else over here. I've got other ideas too. Awesome stuff. All right, guys, want to mention again one more time that Jocelyn has some spaces open right now in January for one-off coaching. These are 45-minute calls for tactical and practical advice with Jocelyn to get you unstuck and moving forward in your business right now. These are not deep dives for ideas. She is not going to help you choose your idea. She's not going to help you brainstorm your idea. Once you have an idea and you're ready to say, hey, what's next? Or maybe you're working on your website and you say, what's next? Maybe you are working on your product and you're stuck, or maybe you're trying to make that next decision and you need help getting organized. You need help getting a quick short-term plan in place. That's what this coaching is for. So make sure you check that out. You can go to flippedlifestyle.com/Jocelyn. First come, first serve. Once they sell out, they're gone. And they will sell out. Always stuff. All right. And then if you would like to join my roundtable mastermind program, we meet every Monday. If you love what you're doing here, we meet a couple times a month on these Q&As. But if you want to be on Zoom, if you want to see each other's face, you want to talk and see the group and have a little more group interaction, I have a group coaching program called the Roundtable. We meet every Monday night from 5 to 7. And I'm opening a couple spots for January in that right now for the first quarter. It is a quarterly commitment. I only want you in this if you're committed to your family's future and you're committed to success. But if you join, you'll be able to come to all of our Monday meetings, and you'll be able to contact me Monday through Friday on Voxer. You'll be able to send me messages. I can send you answers back. So if you get stuck in the moment, you'll have the bat phone. You'll be able to throw up the bat signal, put the FL up in the clouds, and I'll come running and help you, and my team can help you out too. So if you want to check out Jocelyn's coaching, flippedlifestyle.com/Jocelyn. And if you want to check out the roundtable, it's flippedlifestyle.com/roundtable. Again, a couple spots are going to be open. I've not emailed that out yet. You guys find out first. So if you want to jump on one of those spots, maybe it'll sell out and I won't even have to send an email. Okay. All right. So I only got a couple spots open. If you want to join that, check it out right now. You can read all about it at those links that Carrie has just dropped in the chat box. All right, I'm going to try to get to as many of these questions as I can. I got speed question answering. I'm going to go a little faster right now for these. All right, first up, let's celebrate a big win from Robert. Robert's big win over a busy term where I've spent almost zero effort on my business. I've kept all my members and even grown during this busy time. That is amazing. That's the power of the membership right there. That's what passive income's all about. When you get people in and you get that consistently, that predictability. And man, that's amazing that you can step away and be able to grow your business. And I think back when I had coronavirus, man, it put me down for like 5 weeks. It really, really affected me. I ended up with pneumonia. I had to go to the hospital. And thank God for our community. Thank God for our membership. You know, we stayed the course even during that time. When I couldn't work at all. Jocelyn got coronavirus same time. She was down for a week or two. And man, to be able to know that it's going to be there for you the next day, even if you can't put the time into it for a few days, Robert, what an awesome thing. Great stuff. All right. Next question comes from Brandy. Brandy says, I have my membership set up and was initially following the launch model, but I'm switching to the always open model. I am feeling lost as to how to use ad spend and marketing to switch to the always open to attract customers instead of just, you have to buy now. The launch is going to close. So how do I do that? Great question, Brandy. Oh, I love this question. Okay. So open close is a model for everybody that might not be familiar with it, where you only open your membership like once a quarter. So you open it, you create a bunch of scarcity and urgency because you're going to close the doors for 3 more months and everybody comes in and joins, right? Courses work really good on this because you can open close the availability of courses, but memberships, it works, but it's not our preferred method. I go back to impact. I don't want if someone needs my help to start their membership site and change their family's future, I don't want to say, nope, sorry, you got to wait till March. Like, I don't want to do that. That's terrible. Like, right. So I want it always to be there for people when they need it. So what we do is we do what we call a promotional model. So this is a method of selling memberships that we've developed over in the Flipped Lifestyle community, where we promote something each month that will create a sense of urgency for the membership. So the easiest example of this is our seasonal sales. Every spring, fall, and summer, okay, we have a quarterly discount. We have this really cool thing. Our monthly members can upgrade to a quarterly plan, and they can get a really cool discount because we always reward commitment, right? So maybe, if your membership is $200 a month, then maybe your quarterly plan could be 50% off to $300, right? So you can promote that. You can open it on Monday. You can close it on the first day of summer. And you've got this nice little thing where every month now you get to create scarcity and urgency so people come roaring into your membership, right? Because they have this like really good deal. You can upgrade people to extended lifetime value. And it works out really good. You can still open, close it. So you can do promotions like that every single month where you include a bonus, right? Like I've seen membership owners will say, hey, normally the membership is just open. You can join. But, if anyone who joins in the next, 3 days, I'm going to give a one-on-one onboarding call. If your membership or your audience is small, that's a great promotion you can do. So you can attach bonuses to them. On Black Friday every year, we have a lifetime sale. It's the only time that we open the lifetime deal now. We've decided this year we're only going to open the lifetime deal one time at Black Friday for a special circumstance. So like that's a promotion you can run. New Year's, great opportunity for annual sales, right? So your monthly membership at your monthly price is always open, but you can reward commitment throughout the year with annual sales. Or with quarterly sales, and you can also add bonuses. Like if you create something new, like here's a great one. This is a great thing to do. So if you say you've got, say you're going to do a new course for your community, and you're like, wow, there's going to be 5 modules to this course. Okay. So I know that I'm going to have to record 5 modules. Well, what if that I, went out and said, hey, if you join before X date, you get to participate in my filming of this live. I'm going to do 5 sessions over the next 5 weeks. So everybody joins, members come and do it. Now everybody gets to watch that workshop. They get to ask you questions. They get to help you do it. So there's all kinds of little things that you can do throughout the year to create scarcity. In fact, I think you can do it at least once a month, but probably twice a month. You can create scarcity to do that. We even use member calls to promote the membership. We get sales right before member calls because we will send the entire list a message that says, hey, there's a member call today. If you'll just join, you can come ask a question, and people will join off of that. So think of ways that you can promote the membership, and think of promotions that you can open and close every single month. And that way your sales page and your ads are always pushing people to directly to buy the product so they can join and they can go. And you're not really hurting anyone here, because when you offer bonuses, just give them to your paying members. That's cool. And then when you do offer discounts, always reward commitment, right? Just reward commitment. If you say, I want an annual plan, I'll discount a couple months so that you can save some money. So you're rewarding commitment. You're not giving anybody a different kind of price. Okay. Awesome stuff. All right. Lori's got I think she's got a comment. Whoa, we got lots of success stories. All right, here we go. All right, Lori says success stories. This is a plural one, guys. All right. 1, now that both my husband and I work remotely and can work from anywhere, anywhere is where you will find us. We are trying out full-time RVing. Next stop, Pismo Beach, and becoming a certified scuba diver. That's living the flip lifestyle, Lori. That's taking the flip lifestyle to another level. 2, second year as an online business owner. I made enough money to pay off our credit cards, and we're debt-free. Lori, that is amazing. That is awesome. We got all right. I'm just going to keep reading because Lori's just inspiring me. All right. 3, set up my website for my membership, and I have a coming soon page, and my social media pages for the Paralegal Club are live. Man, this is amazing. 4, to get over my fear of being on video, I am vlogging our full-time RV adventures. By next year, I'll be a vlogging veteran and no longer scared of being seen on camera. Who's pumped up? Lori's in the house. She's just crushing all of our productivity and living the flip lifestyle in a moving RV all over the country. That is awesome. Oh man, I'm fired up. That was worth the call. Who thinks that was worth the call? I can't even read the chat. It's going so fast right now. But awesome stuff. Lori, I love you. You're inspiring. You are absolutely inspiring. Bravo and Godspeed. Be careful out there on the RV. Man, I'd love to do that someday, but I wouldn't be a camper. I'd be a glamper. I'd need like a big RV with like a Tempur-Pedic mattress and, a big screen TV and some satellite. Now that would be my kind of RVing. I could do that. So Jocelyn, maybe we'll do that around South America and the Caribbean someday. Can we put our RV on a barge and move it from island to island in the Caribbean? That's what I want to know. If that was possible, I think I would do that. But you were killing it. Good job. All right. Next question comes from William. William says, I know that you use Kajabi for your membership site and recommend it to others. What are the advantages of that over Mighty Networks? Okay. So Kajabi, your main core membership should live in a place on the internet, like an actual website. They can actually go in and log in. They can actually do things. Mighty Networks is like you can host your whole membership in Mighty Networks and they have content and stuff, but it's an app. You've got to train people to use a new platform. So I don't really like to add things. We like to keep things simple. We're always trying to take things away from what we're doing, like take programs and stuff using out. But it doesn't really matter what you use, William. If you prefer Mighty Networks, that's fine, because Mighty Networks can do the same thing. It can deliver content, it can create community, and it can give you opportunities to lead your community. One of our guests on the Membership Masters podcast, a member of the Flip Lifestyle community and just an awesome mentor and amazing person that we look up to, is Dan Miller of 48 Days to the Work You Love. Has anybody read that book? Who's read 48 Days to the Work You Love? Has anybody read that book? Because that's a great book. If you haven't read it, you need to go read it. Dan is he's a friend. He's been on the podcast. He's actually a member of the community. Did you know that? And he's got a membership site, and he hosts it all through Mighty Networks. He hosts everything through Mighty Networks. He loves Mighty Networks. And his philosophy is very interesting. He said, whatever platform I choose, if people won't adopt to it, they're probably not my right fit anyway. Okay. So the reason we recommend Kajabi is because it's so easy to use, right? Like, you literally go in, it's plug and play. It has outlines and frameworks for you to create your web pages, for you to create your product, for you to create your forums where people can ask you questions. And the only thing we add on to it is Zoom, because we love Zoom webinars. I like to communicate through Zoom webinars. We just like to do that for workflow. So, like, we have two things that run our entire business, Kajabi and Zoom. That's it, right? If we want to add some things, we can. And we think that for us and for the people who come to us, our mission and our job is to help you succeed as fast as possible. And we believe that Kajabi is the platform that will allow people to succeed as fast as possible. So that's why we recommend Kajabi. But we understand that people do like other platforms, and that's fine. I got no problem with it. Follow the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint is a strategy. Create content, build a community, and lead. Right? That's how we structure everything around that. Kajabi lets you do that. And if you've not used Kajabi, or if you're trying to decide it, Carrie just dropped it. We have a free link at flippedlifestyle.com/Kajabi, or there's a link inside of the chat box. We are Kajabi partners. Those are affiliate links for sure. But check it out. Go try it out for free. If you don't like it, don't use it. Try Mighty Networks. I think they've got a free trial too. And check that out, and definitely pick what you're going to use the best. But if you use Mighty Networks, you're still gonna have to have a website. So you're gonna have to install WordPress or something, right? You're still gonna have to have billing and all that stuff. So we just like to keep it all in one place. Kajabi also can do your email marketing. It can make your sales funnels. So it has a lot of advantages over other platforms, but not against it at all. As long as you can create community and lead them, I don't care what you use. It does not matter to me. All right, let's see. I've already answered that one. Success story coming in from Steve. Coming in hot. We got a success story. Steve says, I sent an email to members just to say Merry Christmas. I mentioned our membership in the PS, and a new member joined as soon as I sent the email went out. Was not expecting it, but I'll take it. That's right. Sell every email, sell every day. That's how you get members, guys. You tell people about your membership. And everybody give Steve a hand for having the courage to sell in the PS. Hey, listen, I don't care what your email is about. There's always a PS, and you can always put a link back to your community in that. We got another success story coming in from Tanya today. Tanya says, someone contacted me to get permission to copy my entire blog post I have to put in her book. My post is about family dysfunction. That's amazing. Hey, listen, getting in books like that is crazy productive. I have people all the time that say, because we're in a few books, and they say, oh my gosh, I read about you guys in a book. Like Pat Flynn put us in his last book, Superfans. We're like chapter 12. The whole chapter is about me and Jocelyn. And like, I mean, there's no telling what good that's done, right? And even just like I've done some, the blurbs that like say, oh my gosh, my team is harassing me in the chat about writing my book right now. So she said, now we just need a Flipped Lifestyle book. I know, I get it. Yo, leave me alone, my team. All right. So, but getting in those, any way you can get into a book is just another breadcrumb that you're leaving back to your membership. So that is awesome. Good job, Tanya. That's a great thing to be able to say too, like as featured in or whatever. All right, Kareem says, ooh, this is a good question. We need to get the Hannah, you got to edit this one fast. I want this one on YouTube ASAP, okay? Got a question from Kareem. Kareem says, what are your ideas for the new Clubhouse app? How are you planning to use Clubhouse in your business? Gracias. Okay. All right, Clubhouse is a brand new app. It's a fascinating app. Who's on Clubhouse? Is anybody on Clubhouse? Who's on Clubhouse right now? Tell me in the chat box. All right. All right, if you're in Clubhouse, I'm on Clubhouse. You can find me at Shane Sams, ShaneSams. And what Clubhouse is, it's like a combination of live events and podcasting. That's the best way I can explain it. So you start a Clubhouse room, right? So you start a club, and I might say something like how to start a membership site, okay? And then other people on Clubhouse will see these rooms and sites as they pop up. When the room opens, I will be in there. Anybody I invite with me, like maybe I bring on a couple of my friends or a couple of you guys to talk about memberships, and we will start talking. And it's kind of like a panel at a live event. If you've ever been to a live event or church or something, and you've got like the moderator and then like four experts or whatever, and they're there to help you, talk about the topic. Okay. These are live. Once they are not recorded, you either come in and listen now or you don't listen at all, right? And the room can fill up with people. So other people can join and listen to the audio. It's no video at all. And they can hear this discussion and they can learn and they can hit a button that says raise their hand. And you, as the room owner, can call on people just like you call on people at a live event conference. So it's got this feel of like Twitter, where you can connect with influencers and connect with people and talk to people that you never could connect with in real life. And it's also got this real podcast feel to it, vibe to it. And it also really does feel like a live event. It feels like you're at a panel. So Clubhouse just came out. It's brand new. It's invite only. I don't have any invites left. Leave me alone. I've got 100 invites on it. But like, we're going to start using it to connect with influencers first. So it's going to be a strategy where I can reach out to other influencers and say, hey, do you want to do a Clubhouse together? So I want to do that. It's a way that you can connect with influencers. You can watch for things and search for hashtags. And if someone's talking about your space, you can jump in a room and raise your hand and you'll get to talk to the influencer and connect with them and build those relationships. Every time you go into a Clubhouse, when you talk or when you're there, people will see you and be looking around. Like I have a really bad habit on it. As people are talking, I'm checking people's bios to see if it's anybody I want to connect with, and then I'll go follow them. So there's going to be a lot of connective things there. I think there's also a space in the Kareem in your membership to use it almost like a VIP thing. So like, for example, I could do a Q&A for an hour and a half and answer as many questions as I can, but I could totally have another tier and invite those people into a Clubhouse room that's private, right? So we could have a VIP room where there could be a higher tier, charge more, so more access. And I think it's going to be great for leads. Like, this is totally no barrier to entry. You're going to be able to start a room at any time and start talking about whatever you want to talk about, and people will find you in search. So it's almost like real-time podcasting. Like, instead of the search function on Apple, you're talking about it, they find it, they're listening. You get to connect with real people right now. If you have 15 people in a room, at the end of your Clubhouse talk, you could pitch your membership, right? And you give them a link to do that. So it is only for iOS right now, but they will roll out Android and browser-based Clubhouse extensions too. They just right now are in beta, so they're only Apple iOS right now. But right now, that once they get out of beta, they'll probably do it if somebody doesn't buy them. Facebook will probably buy them. It's an amazing technology. I am not a bandwagon person. I have a philosophy that says pioneers get arrows in the back. So I wait until the pioneers get shot down to see what's standing at the end. Like, I do not jump on fads. But this one seems interesting. This one seems really different. I think there's something to it. I think everybody you should be on Clubhouse, and you should be experimenting with it to try to figure out how to use it and what it could be good for. Kareem, I think that you could teach lessons on it. Kareem teaches Spanish. I think you could do Clubhouses for extra work. Like, you could you could get everyone on there and actually speak in Spanish with your students. I think that would be a really powerful use of this tool. You could do flash Spanish talks. And it could be really, really super amazing. But again, it's in beta, so try it out and check it out and tell us what you think. Love to hear back from you later. All right, Bob says, hey, brother, your pal Brutal Bob here. Just started with my lead generation and email collecting. Me and Bob are wrestling fans, pro wrestling fans, if you didn't know that. Love it when pro wrestling fans end up in the community. And also getting ready to tour in 2021. Glad you're getting back out on the road, brother. Love it. Question about webinars. I know you and others in the past have said to do the same webinar live over and over again. I believe you said 10 to 12 weeks in a row. Do you still believe this? Yes. If I was starting today, I would do 52 in a row, and it would be the same webinar every week. I would just make improvements. You got to get your message. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just take the wheel from village to village and show people the wheel, right? If I discover fire, I'm not going to try to figure out a new way to start fire. I'm just going to keep the fire lit. Like, so yes, I totally believe that. You need to do that, and you need to be driving traffic to the webinar with ads if you can afford it. Follow-up question. Where do you draw the line at free content and paid content? Are we still talking about what, not how? What, not how is fine. Webinars usually tell your story, and then you teach people what to want. That's probably the best tip I've ever had or given about webinars. Teach people that they want your membership. Like when I teach when I do webinars for the Flip Lifestyle community, I tell people the fastest way to succeed is to find a proven plan. That's step one. Step two is to surround yourself with people who are seeking the same goal. That's step two. Step three is find a mentor who's been there and done that and has a proof of success, and also has a track record of students that have succeeded as well. So I've just taught you to want the Flipped Lifestyle community. You want the Flipped Lifestyle blueprint, you want to be in the community, and you want to listen to me, right? So like you have to teach people what to want, teach them what you're saying. Now, the line between content, though, is an interesting one. The line between free content and paid content is there is no line. Any content I ever create, I can release for free, and it doesn't matter because people don't pay for content. All content, everything that you could ever teach, period, or say, is on the internet somewhere for free right now. Hate to tell you this, we're not special snowflakes and flowers. We're not. Everything we teach is out there, but my personality teaches it a different way. Some of y'all like me because I talk funny. You do. And then, you may not like someone else because they don't talk as funny. Or maybe you like me and Jocelyn because of our family values, and you don't like someone else who's just in it for the cash, right? So you're going to relate to my personality, but you're also going to use my curation. Curation is what people pay for. So you log into the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint and you watch course 1.1. And when you're done with 1.1, you watch course 1.2. See, I took the content and put it in an order that actually gives you a result. That's what people will pay for. Okay. So, so there is really no line. I don't really care if I need to teach something live for free, I'm going to do it. Right. But curation is what people pay for. So don't worry too much about that. But get the book Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson and follow that webinar strategy. He lays out slide by slide what you should do. That's a great book, Expert Secrets. You can also go into the Flip Lifestyle community, Bob, and I have a webinar training of my philosophies and my slides. I got my slide deck in there. You can just copy everything I did. And I actually have an explanation in the video telling you what every slide means. So go into the Flip Lifestyle community and the Flip Lifestyle Blueprint. If you can't find it, drop a link or go into the forums and say, hey, guys, I can't find the webinar. Can somebody help me find it? And one of our team will help you point that out. And we'll get that webinar created, man. And we'll do it. We'll get her done, son. Also, off the record here, my heart is breaking, dude. Luke Harper. I know it's not his name, but man, that was a hard thing to read on Twitter yesterday to see somebody that young go, man. It's amazing. Yeah, Rip. Yeah, man. It's unbelievable. All right. Next question is from Omar. What is up, Omar? Had a hard conversation with my wife about what I should be offering. I currently have a small online membership where I meet up with kids to play Minecraft every week. That's cool. It's been going great and is growing organically. But when it comes to course creation, my wife and I both agree that I should focus my efforts on what I am currently teaching in high school. Okay, interesting. I am thinking of shifting my efforts to physics, engineering, innovation, and design courses. Cool. I can create content a lot faster due to the fact that I am currently teaching these now, rather than creating all the new content that I don't know will sell for Minecraft. Should I make the shift or experiment with both? Oh, this is the 2 membership question. Okay. I mean, you're already creating content in the Minecraft space. I feel like right now you guys are guessing. Have you tried to sell things? I know you create Minecraft content and I know you play with people, but have you tried to sell something? Because if you don't try to, you need to try to sell something, and then if no one buys it, try something else. But have you taken your swing, Omar, with the Minecraft thing? Right now, I do agree that it's probably good to do the other thing. I mean, that's not a bad thing to try. We have a member of the Flipped Lifestyle community. His name is Jeff Twitty, and he just sold his membership last week for $2 million. It's crazy, right? So we've sold a membership like that. I mean, it's like education's a great place to be, teaching people things, especially homeschool. I've got a homeschool site that I'm launching next year because we add all the content, and once it's done, we're going to try to sell to the homeschool market. So, I mean, those are definitely places you can build things, but you're not going to know it's going to work either. What makes you so sure that's going to work? Right? I mean, I would say I would do it like this. If I already had an audience and I already had people, I would try to charge to sell that thing. If you've tried to sell it and just nobody's buying it, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to pivot. Okay. Never be afraid to go on to the next thing, right? You keep swinging. That's how you hit home runs. Hall of Famers hit 300, 30%, right? So, you just keep swinging to find the home run. But if you've already got an audience and you've not tried to sell them something yet, I would actually say throw mud on the wall there. See if someone will give you money. If you can find one, you can find 101. So if somebody gives you money, you're onto something. That's where you need to go. Go where the money takes you. Don't go where you guess. Guessing is bad. You can never guess. There's only one thing that will tell you anything on the internet. Did someone give you money? If someone gives you money, you're on the right track. All right, I got a couple more questions here. One more time, I want to really quick throw out a pitch for Jocelyn's coaching. I'm sure some people have already signed up for that. If you have signed up for it, let us know in the chat. But I'm sure some people have already grabbed a spot or two, but those will sell out. There's no way those won't sell out the first time I send an email for them. This is the first time anyone's hearing about it. Jocelyn is opening one-off coaching, no commitment. You get to jump in, talk to her for 45 minutes to move forward in your business. This is not to help you find your idea. That can be done inside the idea trainings. You should pick your idea first, but she will help you take action on your idea once you already have it. So check that out at fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. And then you can check out my roundtable mastermind. Kareem says I'm signing up right now. I'm telling you, these spots do not last. I tell people that and they think I'm just being like trying to create some urgency. But when we send an email out, guys, it fills up every time because we don't offer a lot of one-on-one help. So like with me or Jocelyn, because we're just so busy serving the mass community. So like make sure you sign up for that if you've not done that yet. And then also you can check out my roundtable mastermind. We meet every Monday and you get daily access to me, directly to me, not just my team, but to me on Voxer. You can go to fliplifestyle.com/roundtable, or there's a link in the chat for that as well. I'm going to open a couple spots in January. I just thought I would let you guys know since you're here live first before it went out on email and they sold out. Both of those will sell out immediately. So if you want to check those out, you need a little more help with some one-on-one attention in January, that's where you need to be. All right, let's see here. I got a couple more. I'm going to do two more questions. That's all the time I'm going to have for today. Let me do this. All right. First question comes from Ben. Ben says, Hey, brother. What's up, man? I'm currently offering one-on-one coaching. I enjoy it, but it isn't as scalable as the memberships. Nope. Or group coaching. I would like to transition to more group membership and less one-on-one. I have a podcast, but I go back and forth between offering one-on-one or group membership. Any advice on growing the membership while still paying the bills with my one-on-one coaching? Should I focus on just one offer rather than two? Any ideas on how to do both, but shift the focus to membership? Okay, so usually there's a easy transition. Like you could do something like I do with the roundtable, Ben. Like you could have a cohort of 10 people that pay you, whatever you need. Take your monthly bills and divide it by 10. That's how much you should charge a month or whatever. Like right for this group program. Now you paid your bills. So like do a group program like that way where you meet with them once a week and then there's an app called Voxer. Voxer, where it's like walkie-talkies. It's like voicemail, but it's like a conversation. Like it's asynchronous communication. So I can say, Hey, Ben, what's up? And then maybe you check it after lunch. You're like, What's up, Shane? How you doing? I have a question. And then you go back and forth, right? So the Voxer program works really good for group coaching. That's a nice, easy transition. But I would highly recommend, dude, also just, going into the membership model, like actually having training. I know you teach stuff. You can do exactly what Brooke does because you were in Brooke's program. Have courses, offer coaching like she does, maybe 20-minute calls for anyone that's in the membership. And instead of booking one-on-one calls, you just let those fill up and do a Q&A every month or something like that. But that's not really multiple offers as much as it is tiers, right? Like you're not really doing anything different. Like, your group coaching could be an entry level into one-on-one coaching, right? Maybe you still want to keep some one-on-one clients. Like you could do that. But just develop a system to serve the many, right? That's what my roundtable is. That's what these Q&As are, right? The big community, how do we serve you? We have courses, we have forums that you can ask questions every day. If you're not using the forums, you're wasting your time. Like get in there and ask questions. We have a team that helps you find those answers. So I can get on Q&A. How many questions have I answered today? 10, 15, 20, right? Like I can serve many at once, right? I've created that system. Okay. So just create a system where you can serve those many people. And group coaching is a great transition, dude. It'll probably double your revenue with, a few extra hours of work a week. If you do something like our Voxer program. Carrie, maybe a note too. I think this would I need to probably do a Voxer course for the community to explain how we do this. That's probably something we need to put on the list in 2021. So I would recommend doing that, man. Just go to a group program first and then go wide as well. All right. We got final question for today. Actually, I got some success stories Oh, yeah, I might read a couple success stories after this one. Okay. All right. Let's see. Kyle, let's see. Kathy says, "Hey Shane, what are the top 3 to 5 systems you have in place to help you run your business efficiently and effectively that has helped free up time and sanity?" Well, my top 3 systems I think I have in place are Carrie, Hannah, and Angela. Those are my Kathy, I don't make systems. I just do things. Okay. That's what we do. So I think that's my top 3 systems is I hired people to help me do things like to do that. Okay. Now I'll be serious now with you, Kathy. All right. Honestly, like one is the hiring people, but systems themselves to help us run our business efficiently and helpfully. One, we're really strict on when we do things. Like time blocks matter. Like you have to say, I only work at these times, or I'm going to work at these times, or I'm going to do this at these times. I think the calendar as a system really is the most important thing that we do. So like I know I want to work from 10 to 3. That's when I want to work, right? I'll go over sometimes, right? Like today was 11. We start our call today was 11. I'm going 11 to 5 or whatever, right? But like I got to pick my blocks. I got to pick my times, right? And then outside of that, I don't want to do them. So what that forces you to do is prioritize. If you say I'm only working, 30 hours this week, then you have to only put the most important things in the hour. So that's going to eliminate all the junk you're doing that you don't have time to do anyway, right? I'd say the next system to have in place is a really good customer support desk that you can save macros or you can save like block answers. I think that helps us a lot, just being able to be like, the same questions get asked 100 times. So being able to quickly and efficiently take care of those problems, like not doing the same work twice, not typing the same email twice. We use Zendesk, and I think that works pretty good. We've kept it forever. So like, getting your customer service systemized, like making sure that you have macros and copies of the same answers that you answer all over and over and over again. And then your systems for creating content would probably be the biggest thing. Like, how do you batch? How do you batch? When do you batch? Like batching content is everything. Like, how do you do it? Like for right now, what we do is like once a quarter, I'll go do 10 interviews to get us ahead. And then we do like at least 2 interviews a week on Thursdays to stay ahead. So we have that all batched. Like I don't even have to worry about it. I just show up, I talk, Hannah edits it, and we go. So I'd say content, customer service, and your calendar, and like being really strict about your time. Just say you're not going to work, and that means you say I'm not going to do things. Don't. I tell you the big systems problem. I see there's a lot of system gurus out there popping up. You've seen these people on Facebook. I'll systemize your business. I'll free you from your business. They come in and they try to systemize everything, and they don't ever say, should I be doing any of this stuff? Right? So don't try to systemize stuff that doesn't produce results either. Like we have systems for customer service, my podcast and Q&As and forums and stuff. Like there's systems, but like we're not trying to do everything, right? So like you just do a few things. So say no to some stuff, keep some sanity, and you'll be good. And also go in the forums and ask if you have questions about that stuff. Like ask Hannah and Carrie. They're in the forums. Like we can answer those questions for you and show you exactly what they do. So maybe pick 1 or 2 things you want to systemize, and we'll help you if we can if we're doing something similar. All right. Let's see here. All right, we're going to finish up today. I've got a few more questions in the chat box. I do see them. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. We're a little bit over time right now as it is for this month's member call. So yeah, make sure you go log into the community, put your question if I didn't get to your question, put it in the forums, and we will get you an answer to that question over the next couple of days, and other members can chime in as well. Going to finish up with our success story from Tanya. Tanya says, I got a new trial member this month due to an upsell video on my thank you page for a free course. We love closing the sale. So give Tanya a standing ovation in the chat box real quick. A lot of great questions today, guys. Thank you so much for attending this Q&A. Want to remind you that we are going back to 2 Q&As a month in January. They will be on the 12th and the 28th. 12th and the 28th, so you can mark your calendar now. Don't forget, we answer questions every single day inside of the Flipped Lifestyle community forums. You need to go log in to the community area. You need to click on community forums and you need to hit general forums and ask us a question. You can ask a question every day. We monitor those questions every single day. So you do not have to wait between calls, right? Now, if you want my answer, I'm going to be here answering them. But we're going to get you anything you need. We got tons of resources inside the community to help you succeed. Take your next steps. Don't forget, Jocelyn has opened a few spots for coaching this month at fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. I'll be sending an email about this later this week, and they will fill up fast as soon as it's gone. So if you want to work with Jocelyn, you want to get a quick pump up, quick next step call with Jocelyn, go to fliplifestyle.com/Jocelyn. And she has 45-minute coaching sessions there for you. These are not for ideas. I repeat, she will not help you brainstorm your idea. These are tactical next steps. Like you're stuck, you don't know what to work on, you're looking at your to-do list. She's going to put the to-do list in order for you to tell you what to do next. And also, I will be opening a couple spots for the first quarter in my round table mastermind. Those spots are open right now. You can go to flippedlifestyle.com/roundtable, or you can click the link that's in the chat. We've got some huge success stories happening in there right now. We've got people taking massive action right now and taking care of business. And these are our most committed, most dedicated, most excited people in the Flip Lifestyle community. You are the average of the people you hang around the most. Well, if you come hang out in the round table every Monday with me and you talk to me on Voxer Monday through Friday, you're going to make something happen. It's going to get after it. So go to fliplifestyle.com/roundtable if you want to commit to the next quarter and work with me on your online business. That is all the time that we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Chat room was on fire. Love seeing you guys support each other. And know this, we are here to help you change your family's future forever. We will see you in the forums. We will see you on the next member call. Happy New Year, 2021, 2020 out. Peace. Later.